Hey guys, Dylan from Noble Records coming at you with another video. It's about 2 a.m. I'm at the shop getting some things done. I thought, hey, why not just get a video out there, you know? Sometimes after we put the kids to bed, I'll have some things I need to get done at the shop. I'll run over here and knock it out, set some things up for the guy that comes in tomorrow to do, like records to clean and all that stuff. So that's what I'm doing tonight. But I've been meaning to do this video for a while, just some things I'm keeping. You know, it's interesting to me to find out what other record store owners are keeping, because that's like the cream of the crop, the best stuff. You know, the stuff you don't see anywhere else. I mean, when you have unlimited access to records, what kind of stuff do you keep? You know, and so every record store owner is different. But I am honing my collection down. And a lot of people will comment and they'll say, well, if you keep all the good stuff, then the store's not going to do well. Well, I make up for it. Trust me, I make up for it. So usually I'll pull stuff out of my collection. Like I'm working on getting some Psych albums I've been really wanting, and I'm selling some of my really rare Zeppelin stuff, because I would rather have like rare Psych stuff than Zeppelin stuff. It's just, you know, I have really good sounding pressings. Apart from that, it's about the music. So anyways, all that to say, this is some stuff I got recently from a bunch of various different places, and I'm excited about it. So I thought you guys might want to see it. First one is this one, Coming from Reality by Sixto Rodriguez. Rodriguez is phenomenal. This is an original US Press promotional copy. This bad boy is smoking. I love Rodriguez, and one of my lifetime goals is to get his album's original pressing, so he only has two. This one and Cold Fact. Cold Fact is one that is high on my want list. So just an original pressing, doesn't have to be a promo. I'm not too picky. But that one just happened to be a promo. So I'm stoked about that. If you don't know who Rodriguez is, go on Netflix and watch Searching for Sugar Man is the name of it. It's on Netflix right now. And it's a great documentary on him and his life. He's a fantastic songwriter that just did not get much attention, except for in South Africa, which he didn't even know about. The next one, another one that I am super excited about. I've been after this one for a while, and it's a really tough one to find. Townes Van Zandt, Our Mother the Mountain. This is, I had the tomato pressing. This is an original Poppy. Beautiful. It's a unipack type thing, which I hate unipacks, so I took the sleeve out here. But look at this inner sleeve, that Poppy inner sleeve, just really appealing. And then this is the label on that particular Poppy pressing. So this one's in really good shape. I've been wanting this for a while. This is one of my favorite Townes albums. So I'm down to the only Townes albums I still need is his 1969 self-titled on Poppy. The rest of them I have the 69 self-titled on Tomato, but I want to get the first pressing. So not everything, I don't care about first pressing on everything. Some things I'm cool getting a reissue, but Townes being one of my absolute all-time favorites, I gotta have that first press. Little shout out to my bud Nate, if you're watching this. He hooked me up with this one. Really good Psych album. He had it for sale, and I actually didn't even ask him how much he wanted for it, because they go for so much, and I just wasn't really in a buying mood for myself. But he bundled it up with a bunch of different stuff that I could put in the shop. So I got like an Unpeeled Velvet Underground and Nico, and like a bunch of like pretty good Psych albums. So this stuff he was getting rid of. But this is the Druids of Stonehenge creation. This is a really killer Psych album with some great guitar on it also. But this one kind of drifts over into some garage territory. So it's garage Psych type, you know. Psych is such a spectrum. You got the garage side, and then you got the prog side, and it can be very fluid. This is more on the garage side. It's on the Uni label. This is a really rare one, and these go for a lot of money. This one's not in perfect shape, but it's such a loud record. It plays really great. I put it on in the shop the other day on Saturday when we were rocking and rolling, and I probably played this thing 3 or 4 times because it's just so solid. It's a really great, wild and crazy, but yet very well structured psychedelic album with a garage feel to it a little bit. This is another stunner. There's some Grails in here. I'm not even joking. This is one I've wanted for a very, very long time. This is Ian Carr's Belladonna on Vertigo. This is the original UK pressing of this. These go for a lot. This is a very, very hard to come by album. But Ian Carr, you know him from Nucleus. It's a jazzy psych, I guess you'd say, but it's a psychedelic jazz rock, I guess. But I almost hate to classify it as that. You know, side 1, I believe, is the side that's it's pretty good. It's really good. It's grooving the whole time. It's 2 main tracks, you know, kind of long, drawn out, mellowy. And then side 2 is where it really starts smoking. It's just side 2 on it is way better in my opinion. Holsworth plays on this, you know, crazy guitar player, amazing. And it's just some really just smoking guitar licks, killer stuff. This one is another one I've been looking for a while. Hold Your Fire by Pato. This is another Vertigo press. I'll show you the swirl just so you believe me, because I know you guys do not even believe the Vertigo. But the Vertigo swirl. This is a US Vertigo promo copy of Pato. This is really great. A little bit on the jazz rock side, but a little bit rockier. But really good stuff. Their first album is also really good. But yeah, that's another one I've been wanting. It's my goal in life to get all the Vertigos. This one's called Dragon. This is on Acorn Records. This one's really rare. I don't think I've ever seen anyone talk about this album anywhere. I mean, actually, never heard much about it at all. When I saw it, I think I maybe was a little bit familiar with it, but a buddy of mine had it, and you know, he brought it in the shop. We put it on and listened to it. I fell in love with it. Just really great, proggy, psychedelic. It's more on the prog side of the psych, but it's more prog than anything, honestly. It's a band from Belgium, pretty obscure. I mean, the artwork on here is just absolutely epic. So just check that out. That dragon on the back. See what the gatefold looks like. Pretty trippy stuff. Come on, open for me. Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, it opens up real soft and has more of a folky intro to it. But then when it gets rolling, it's a very, very unique album. There's not a whole lot of albums like it. I'd recommend trying to find a copy of it. But it's Drag, and it's on Acorn Records. Really good. I think it's 1976. This is one that is very, very much Grail status. This is now probably one of the most valuable records I own. And this one is mint. This is Gary Higgins' Red Hash. This is I don't know, acid folk, psych folk album. He's my kind of dude, as you can see with his facial hair. But Gary Higgins is just a really good songwriter. I mean, there's Irish tinges, there's psychedelic tinges, very folky. It's a beautiful album. It really, really is. This is not my usual hard and heavy, in your face, heavy guitar solos, all that stuff. This is very, very restrained, folky psych, and that's not something I normally go for. It's not normal my norm. But this is a masterpiece. Really great album. This one's in the shrink, mint, first pressing. Good luck finding a nicer copy of this. But this one I'd seen around, and I kind of wanted it, but it's one of those things that I was like, well, I'll probably never really find one. And this one I got from a buddy of mine, and it's just top copy, perfect shape. Another one here is Mountain Bus on Good Records. Mountain Bus is very, very Grateful Dead-esque. It's a mix between Grateful Dead and Creedence Clearwater Revival. I think is a good representation. Mountain Bus didn't go very far when they released this album. They got sued by the band Mountain before their name, and I don't really know why, because their name's not Mountain, it's Mountain Bus. But I guess they got sued by Windfall, which was because of Mountain. Anyways, whatever. But that was the whole deal with their suit. They didn't have good management or anything like that, and that lawsuit pretty much destroyed their hopes and dreams of having a great rock and roll band. But this is a really good album. Like I said, if you like Grateful Dead and you like CCR, this is right up your alley. But really good, tough to find. You know, it's close to Grail, but not quite. But it's you know, in the neighborhood of $80 to $100 normally. But yeah, so I talked in my in one of my videos that I bought that big Prog collection, that I'd found an original press of this. So this is Dust, Heart Attack. I love Dust, one of my favorite hard rock bands. And this is a textured first pressing with the gatefold. So I've seen the non-gatefold version and the glossy covered version, but this is the first pressing on that Kama Sutra pink label. This is kind of harder to find and a lot more valuable. Yeah, I mean, Dust is great. If you've never heard that album, it's really good. But, you know, I kind of was looking for the right copy of it and hadn't seen one. I mean, the 80s reissues are okay, but I kind of want to get original pressing. So this one just was right up my alley. It was at a price point I could justify, and I'm happy with it. Okay, you guys have seen this before, but I had another copy of this, believe it or not, Link Wray with the autograph cover. I picked this guy's house every once in a while, and he met Link Wray. I think he either met Link Wray or bought a collection from somebody that met Link Wray, but the provenance is pretty significant. But he had I think he had 7 or 8 different Link Wray albums that were autographed. So I was able to get you know, the first Link Wray and the Raymen on Epic, first mono pressing autograph, which is a Grail. And then I was able to get another copy of this. And the copy I had before this had a little bit of staining on the cover and had a split seam or something, and the vinyl wasn't perfect. But this is like a smoking perfect, beautiful copy, and it's autographed. The other one, the autograph was smudged a little bit. This one's nice and clean. So that was an upgrade for me, if you can believe it or not. The one I had was awesome anyways. Atomic Rooster, you know, I saw this a while back when I first started collecting Psych at a record show, and for whatever reason I didn't get it, and I kind of regret it ever since, because I just haven't seen one since then. And someone offered me this, and I jumped at it and grabbed it. This is an original pressing on Pegasus. It's got the texture gatefold and everything. And so I was stoked to get it, really excited. I was like, man, never see those. And then the next week, I found one in a collection, so I was like, whatever. But this one's cleaner and nicer and better, so I'm really excited about this. Atomic Rooster is blues rock, you know, really good early 70s blues rock. This is another one. This one's a little bit more rare. This one's actually a lot more rare. It's Atomic Rooster, self-titled. These are ridiculous. I don't know if there's a U.S. pressing of this. I don't think there is, but this is a U.K. Really tough to find. It's got a really cool label. Might as well show you while we're here. But another really tough one to find, like I said. And let me see if I pull this out. The B&C label. But I was digging at a house in the mountains. It was one of the more frustrating digs I've been on in the past year. Oh my gosh. This guy, you guys, pulled out, he's like, just dig through all my records and we'll figure out a price. And I was like, okay, cool. Usually in that situation, you pull a bunch of stuff out and they look at it and they're like, give me $500 or whatever, and I'll do it. But this guy wanted to go through every single one and look them all up on Discogs and then charge me like the Discogs price. So it was like pulling teeth to get anything at a price that I could make any money on. It was ridiculous. But anyways, I got some things, and that was one of the things I got and ended up keeping. Got a bunch of other stuff and sold it. This is another one, Trips Accord. Really great Psych album. So the first pressings of this are, I can't remember, maybe $300 or $400. They're pretty expensive. This one is it's a little bit later, but it's an Italian pressing. But still really great copy of this. I'm very, very happy with it. If you're going to get a reissue of this is the one to get. But Trips Accord is just a really great proggy Psych album. It's just a classic. So check it out. Listen to it on some platform or something before you get it to see if you like it. But yeah, that's a great one. The next one's Heavy Cruiser. I've been looking for this one for a while. This is a hard rock album. Not much to say. Look at these guys and tell me that you do not want to party with them. You will be lying, because everyone wants to party with Heavy Cruiser. Really great hard rock album. You don't really hear much about it or see much about it, but Heavy Cruiser is a really good one. Early 70s hard rock. Another Fela Kuti album. I've been wanting to get all of them. This is, I'm not going to try to pronounce that, but Original Sufferhead down at the bottom. Listen to this one. This is right up my alley. His stuff kind of varies, but there's only like one album of his that I don't love. The rest of them I love, and I love that one. This is another one I've been after for a long time. Casey Douglas, Casey's Blues on Bluesville. You guys know I'm trying to get all the Bluesvilles. There's like 80-something of them, I think. And I've got a really good start. I've got probably 30 of them. But this is one that I really, really wanted. One of my favorites from the label was just killer stuff, and haven't been able to find a copy. And I finally found this one. This is Tip Top Shape, Near Mint. Beautiful stuff. That's a great blues album. While we're on the Bluesville train, Blues by Lonnie Johnson. This is another one that's in beautiful shape, Near Mint, original, early 60s, 60, 61, something like that. Mono, Bluesville. So, yeah, anything on that label, you cannot go wrong. They're all great. But Lonnie Johnson and Casey Douglas, both tip-top blues. Really good stuff. This is Gal Costa, India. I know you guys have probably seen that cover before, the Phillips label. But this is like world, really great rhythms. I saw a copy of it in New York City when I was there. You know, it's you kind of have to hear it. It's not like Indian music from India. It's more Brazilian type rhythms. But really good. Like I said, I saw one at Human Head in New York City, and I didn't buy it. I don't know what the heck I was thinking. And I've been regretting it ever since. And then a friend of mine had two and offered me that one. So this next one is The Blue Things. Awesome album. Very much more on the garage side. But I've been kind of eyeballing this one, wanting it for a while. Not too actively looking for it, but ended up picking this up off a guy. This is Near Mint and the Shrink mono pressing of this Blue Things, and it's really, really good garage rock. If you like garage, check that out. Another one here, Tbone Walker, very rare. This is a promo copy. This thing is stupid clean. A beautiful, beautiful copy of this album. Been wanting this one for a while, and this is just a great addition to my blues collection. Trying to roll through these. I want my videos to be under 20 minutes. This is the Mighty Groundhogs. I've been trying to get all the Groundhog stuff. This was like comic book influenced. Very, very cool, but it's really, really great blues rock. Blue Mountain Eagle. This is one everyone and their grandma has shown on the VC, but I have not shown it because I've not ever found a copy. But really solid, affordable Psych album. Blue Mountain Eagle. Check that out if you're looking for an affordable Psych album. But it's a classic. Really good. They reissued it for Record Store Day a few years ago. But there's no need to get a reissue because you can get an original for about the same price. So I would encourage you to find an original Blue Mountain Eagle. These two are UK Savoy Browns. Savoy Brown is a really great blues rock band. A lot of people overlook it. Sometimes people ask me, like, what is like affordable that is really good that I might not know about? You go to any record store in America, including mine, and find Savoy Brown records for $5 each, all day long. They are cheap, they're plentiful, I get them all the time. But they are amazing. Really, really good blues rock stuff. Now, the UK pressings are not $5. They are way up there. Really expensive. And really hard to find and better made and all that stuff. But there's nothing wrong with the US presses. And like I said, I have a ton of them here for $4, $5, $6 each that are amazing blues rock stuff that's just underrated in my opinion. This is another one. Gravy Train. Second Birth. Sorry. Gravy Train. Gravy Train's a really good album. This is a promo on Bell. Gravy Train's a great Psych album, a little bit heavier rock Psych. They have their first album, I believe, is on Vertigo. I've got a copy of it, but it's a bootleg. But yeah, really great band. And this one walked in the shop about a month ago, and I couldn't resist keeping it for myself because sometimes you gotta get it. So that's the White Label promo. Great album, absolutely love it. This is another one that walked in with that collection. This is Hendrix Loose Ends. This is UK pressing. The only reason why I show this, I try not to show too many more common things. I've seen this in the past, and I actually thought it was a bootleg for a long time. It's not. This is unreleased studio recordings. One of my favorites is Angel. Really, really great song that I don't think was on any other of his albums. Gosh, what's the one? I think it might be called Jam 292. But anyways, there is a track on here, a couple tracks actually, that is very different with Hendrix's guitar tone. It is so fuzzy. Like, it is so good. If you guys are guitar players out there, Hendrix, for the most part, he used a fuzz face and a wah-wah and an American Strat. And so he had that same, and a Univibe. Had that same tone all the time, but he kicked into something crazy on this one. I think he was experimenting with other pedals, and this is great if you can find it. It's called Loose Ends. I can only imagine it's just unfinished studio stuff is why they call it that. But really good. I don't think it's too expensive, but I had never really listened to it before. I've never had a copy. So when this came in, I just threw it on. Because Hendrix stuff is the type of thing where I'm like, well, I'll keep it whenever I need it, but I find it all the time, so I'll just pass it on. But this is a nice UK pressing. So Hendrix fans, if you haven't heard this, guitar players, if you haven't heard it, check it out. Next one, this came in with a collection on last Sunday. I've been looking for some JB's albums. I have not been able to find any. A few years ago, I ran to a bunch. I was digging this guy's collection, and he just would not let them go. I really wanted them. But anyways, this is one that you might not see and not even pick up or even care about. But Pass the Peas by the JBs. JB stands for James Brown. It's James Brown's band. Really funky on People Records. I'm looking for all the JB stuff. So this is really nice. It was a super clean first pressing. So I was excited to get that. And then the last one I'm going to show. Holy moly. I found this in a collection. I see this record every once in a while. It's always a reissue. Not a modern reissue, but just a reissue. Like a 60s or 70s reissue. This is Aretha. And this is a 6i. And to really make it even more special, it is the 6i promo. You see that promo on there. It's not perfect, but it plays very well like butter. And I pulled it out of that collection, gave it a real nice scrub-a-dub, and it is a phenomenal sounding album. But those 6i promos, you don't really see a lot of them, and they just something about them just makes me foam at the mouth. I just love them. And I don't have a lot of Aretha Franklin albums because they're one of those things, like I said, they're common, and I see them all the time, so I really don't feel the need to have them all the time. But this is one that is unique enough to where I'll definitely keep it and won't put it out in the store. Like I said, I get these all the time, but they're either a 2i or a little bit later pressing. But the 6i's, I don't think I've ever found one, and this one's a promo, so really, really sweet. But this is great. I mean, early Aretha Franklin, you cannot beat it. So, anyways, thank you guys for watching the wild ramblings of an exhausted man and his psychedelic excursions. Until next time.